Hello, my friends. I'm so glad you're here with me today. My name is Minda, and we're about to start a 30-minute yoga practice. Now, a few things I'd like to emphasize as we practice together. I'm hoping you use your poses not with the purpose of making a shape, but as we make shapes, the real goal is to get to know our body a little better. To think about whether or not we're lengthening the muscles we want to lengthen. Are we strengthening the muscles we want to strengthen? Because your body is going to find a way to make a shape. But sometimes it doesn't use the right muscles to do so. Not that it's not the right muscles, let's say the most effective muscles. Now, the more that we gain control and mastery over our body, the easier it is to make our way through our world in a way that's more efficient, more effective, and helps towards longevity. So feel free to make modifications. If you aren't feeling the stretch, the work where you want to feel it, then we need to make adjustments. Or if you're saying, oh no, I'm feeling pain, that is your body especially saying, I need to make adjustments. So listen, feel, connect, and let's be with ourselves. Now to begin, I'm just going to bring my hands lightly behind my head. So I'm not going to pull or yank on my head. It's just fingertips light. And I'm drawing my elbows back. I'm drawing my shoulder blades together. And I'm lengthening, trying to lengthen my spine up to the ceiling. I'm going to take a deep breath right into my belly. And I'm going to round forward and try to look to belly. My elbows might come together, they might not, they aren't in my case. Now I'm going to sit tall and lifted and draw my shoulder blades together again, open my heart, and welcome the evening. Or maybe if you're watching this during the day, maybe you're welcoming the morning, the afternoon. But we're going to exhale as we round. We're going to inhale to open. Trying to wake our shoulders up. Mobile shoulders help. And let's get our shoulder blades moving. Our breath deepening, reaching into our belly. And open back out. Now from here, friends, I'm just going to take a side bend. Oh, that's helping me stretch right through here. It's helping me stretch through the muscles right by my ribs. And I'm going to draw this top shoulder back as though to look at the invisible sun. Now I'm going to take this shoulder to opposite knee. Reach across, draw across. Breathe to open back up again. I'm going to release an arm down and see if I can reach even more. I'm going to release. Breathe in again. Let's exhale, round forward. Open back up. I'm going to hide my Y for just a little bit. I'm going to hide it, but I don't want to hide it for very long. I'm going to take 3 breaths. Exhaling. This is the 3rd time. 3rd time's the charm. I'm going to open up. My elbows are drawn back. My heart is open and lifted. I'm exhaling into a side bend. I'm drawing my top shoulder, rotating and revolving from above my waist. I'm looking for the sun, the moon, whatever it is. Now I'm going to exhale and draw shoulder to opposite knee. I'm going to open back up, breathe to open back up. I'm going to release the arm and reach. Oh, my shoulders are feeling a little happier. My heart is feeling a little happier. I've been doing a lot of typing. So, feels better to sit tall and lifted, my shoulders down and back. Now from here, I'm just going to make my way to hands and knees and do a cat. I'm exhaling. I'm trying to lengthen my spine even as I push my spine up to the sky, but I'm looking to belly. Now notice this is really not about our arms. This is all about the spine. So my arms are just going to stay put. And I'm going to find extension. I'm still trying to think of lengthening out through my tailbone, out through the top of my head. I'm going to move slowly with breath. So I'm exhaling to come into my cat. I'm breathing, inhaling as I move into a spinal extension. Sometimes I'll see people just whip back and forth really quickly between these. And instead, I want you to think of awareness of the muscles that are changing as you go back and forth between your cat and your cow. From here, I'm going to find a neutral spine. I'm breathing as the arm farthest away from you lifts. I'm exhaling and I'm threading to you. This hand closest to you, I can leave it as it was. I could push that hand into mat, and that's increasing the stretch between my shoulder blades. It's pushing this shoulder up and back. It's intensifying that twist a little bit. Some of you might decide to wrap. Some of you might decide to reach long. Feel free to try all of them and see which one suits you. Hi. Okay, friends, I'm going to breathe. Bring my hand back. I'm going to come out of my threaded needle and do the same on the other side. I'm going to thread. I can leave my hand as it was. I could push that back hand into mat. And that's intensifying the stretch between my shoulder blades. Maybe a wrap, and I'm focused on drawing my top shoulder up and back. Or the reach. Which one serves you? From here, I'm going to bring my hand back. I'm coming back to tabletop, and I'm bringing my leg closest to you forward, drawing knee over ankle. And I'm coming into a lizard lunge. So my hand is next to my foot, my shoulder next to knee, knee directly over ankle. Now I might stay here. Some of you might instead choose to tuck toes. Now if you lift this knee off, I want you to straighten that back leg. So that leg is as long as can be. So knee or toes, on hands or on forearms. Which one serves? Breathe. Now I'm going to suggest we all come back to our hands for now. And let's drop that back knee down. I'm going to gently press my thigh away. I'm rolling out onto the edge of my foot and looking over my shoulder. This is a hip opener, in a big way. I'm going to come back. I'm flexing this forward foot, keeping my back straight, sending my hips back a little or a lot. But I'm not rounding and bringing my forehead to mat. I'm instead making my spine long and pulling my heart forward. back into the low lunge, into the lizard lunge. We might stay here. We might look over shoulder. I'm going to come back. Now, some of you might decide to stay here. Some of you might instead bring your back foot in. This is stretching my back quad. And now I'm looking over shoulder. I'm going to release and find the first down dog of the day. From here, I'm going to pedal out my feet slowly. I'm pressing one heel down, I'm pushing the other heels lifting, and I'm still pushing my chest towards my thighs and pushing my chest back and up to meet my hips. I'm breathing and stretching the other side. Ooh, big calf stretch. Today I can feel my calves are tight. So I'm going to sit in that pose for just a little bit and breathe out the tension. I'm going to keep pedaling. I'm going to do it slowly and with breath. Okay, friends, your leg furthest away from me. Lunge it forward. Hands to front thigh. Come up to a high lunge. Bring arms overhead. Now we might have our shoulders right over our hips. We might add a crescent lunge, adding extension to our spine. I'm going to make myself into an extended lunge, sweeping my arms back behind me. And I'm still trying to lengthen this back leg. I'm still trying to lengthen out through my spine, out through my fingertips, so nothing is limp. Everything's long and working. Now I'm coming back into my lunge, either shoulders right over hips. Maybe we've added extension. I'm going to come back up and turn to you. Friends, heels in. I'm going to come into goddess. Bring one arm under the other. Wrapping as I come into goddess. I'm drawing my shoulders down, but lifting my elbows up. And I'm coming out, breathing deep as I switch arms. Wrap. You can have hand under elbow, elbow under elbow. Maybe we have hands to elbows. You do you, but draw the shoulders down. Draw your shoulder blades together. Let's find our goddess. I'm working on bringing my shoulder blades together, drawing my shoulders down, but lifting my elbows up. Breathing into all the muscles that are working hard. I'm rising, breathing in, and landing. Friends, I'm going to come into a lunge on the other side. So, toes are hidden behind heels on both feet. I'm bending that forward leg so my knee is right over the ankle. I'm not letting this leg hang limp. I'm activating it, pushing through my heel, trying to make that leg as long as possible. Maybe adding extension to my lunge. And then sweeping and extending. Lengthen out through the top of your head, out through this back leg, out through your fingertips. Where can we find length? Through every limb, everywhere through our spine. Let's fly. This pose for me has the sensation of flying. It just feels powerful to me. Does it feel powerful to you? I hope you do, because I know you're powerful. And I'm going to come back up into my lunge. I'm going to add extension because I've been crouched in front of a computer all day. Then I'm bringing hands to mat and finding my down dog again. Walking that dog. Feeling my ankles, my calves, soles of feet, hamstrings, chest, heart, shoulders. Ooh, there's a lot to feel. Okay, friends. Next up, my leg closest to you. I'm lunging it forward to set up the lizard lunge. Now remember, we might be here. We might bring both forearms to mat. We might bring our knee to mat. We might have knee on mat and hands right under our shoulders again. Feel free to experiment on which one suits you. But knee is over ankle, shoulder next to knee, hand next to foot. And even here, I'm not letting my spine hang out. I'm thinking long through my spine, and I'm still thinking, pulling my heart forward and up. I don't know why I can't say heart forward and up. I always come to saying fart forward and up. I like to imagine myself graceful, but let's face it, I'm not. Now, friends, if you have been on your toes or if you have been on your forearms, let's all come up to here. And we might stay here with our knee down and hands over shoulders. But maybe we try pressing the thigh out for a big hip opener of a different sort. Looking over our shoulder. And then I'm going to bring that knee back in, my foot back down. My heart with a ha, 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 ha. I feel a little bit like Eliza Doolittle. I can't say my ha's, my ha's. Long spine, try not to, again, it's not forehead down to mat, but heart, ha, heart forward and up. And then I'm coming forward again. Maybe taking the additional hip opener. Even as my hamstring on that back leg, or not hamstring, it's hip flexors on the back leg stretches. Hip, hip, ooh, a little bit of a twist, a lot of good things going on. Then bring the knee back in. Half monkey. For those who wish to practice full monkey, which is full splits, go for it. But long spine, heart forward. Now I'm going to come forward once again. Now you might go into that hip opener, taking the knee out to the side, rolling onto the side of the foot, or maybe you find our quad stretch. I'm actively pulling my foot into my body, and that's stretching the front of my thigh. So I'm trying to find all sorts of muscles to stretch. Before we release it and come back to hands and knees, only to make our way into a child's pose. Now from here, friends, I'm going to come back to hands and knees and make my way into camel. My knees are directly underneath my hips. I'm going to start with my hands at my low back. Now, rather than to go straight into extension, I like to emphasize trying to lengthen your spine as though you're trying to find an additional ½ inch of height. Try to lengthen. Heart up, pulling you up, and then we find the extension as we gently press our hips forward. Now, I sometimes find that people think that the purpose of this pose is to find your heels, and they'll go way back to find their heels. Notice how far back I had to reach to get my heels. We don't want our hips to move from here. We want to find our camel here, and if we can keep our hips there, then we reach for heels. But if our hips fall back, push them forward over your hips. This is another hip opener, even as it strengthens the muscles in our back. I'm going to come out of my camel, and I'm going to tuck my toes for this round of hero. Hands to my heart as I bring my hips to my heels. Right now I'm stretching the soles of my feet. I'm stretching my quads. If this is feeling tight and we can't come hips to our heels, that means your quads are tight. And that might mean that we need to give those quads a little more love. As they get a little bit more flexible, then we can sit hips to heels. As we get more flexible yet, this to me is, how's our quads doing? Are they able to stretch? If they stay tight, then they're not going to be able to support our knee very well. Some people can even go further back, even bring their forearms to mat, even bring their upper body to mat. We don't need to necessarily bring our backs all the way to the mat, but being able to stretch, have our quads stretch, is important. So I think aiming for at least here is a good aim. Further, bonus, cherry on top of the sundae. Now I'm going to come back to the mat, do cat-cow again. A release of my spine, exhaling for the cat, inhaling for cow, splitting the difference to find neutral, then coming back up for one more camel. Press your hips forward, lengthen your spine, and then the lean back comes from where a bra strap would be or your heart. We're not leaning back from our waist. Hands to heels only if hips can stay right on top of the knees. Okay, friends. I'm going to tuck chin, come out of my camel, and back to hero one final time. This is a pose that some people might use in meditation, but I'm wondering why we don't see it in the middle of practices more often. This is a great pose. Focusing on spinal length, bringing awareness to feet, to ankles, to quads. Now from here, friends, I'm going to come down to seated and actually make my way here. Feet a little wider than hips, long and lifted, knees to one side. I'm breathing to lengthen and inviting a twist. So I'm just rotating, keeping as much length as I can, drawing my shoulders down and peeking over my shoulder. Why am I using my arm? I'm actually using it to get a little more leverage to help me twist a little bit more. We're going to release the twist and bring our knees the other way. Breathe and lengthen. I'm just revolving and pushing against my thigh so I can invite a little more twist into my body and using my exhale to soften into the twist. Okay, friends, I'm going to release the twist. I'm bringing soles of feet together, lengthening my spine. Now, as I come forward, I'm not going to collapse around and round my back. Instead, I'm long as can be. My shoulders are down, exhaling, and I'm coming forward without rounding. Stopping where I need to stop so I can keep that length. Even here, my heart is pulling forward and up, rather than my forehead down to the ground. I'm going to sit back up, and friends, I'm going to take my hands behind me. I'm going to lift my hips up, lift my heart up. I'm going to lower down and come forward once again. From here, I'm going to sit back up. Send my legs long. Now, if your hamstrings are tight, bend your knees. Maybe a little, maybe a lot. I'm long. Remember, I'm not going to round and hunch. That's actually changing nothing in my hamstrings or hips. I'm just crunching my spine. I'm long and coming forward, pulling my heart forward and up. Stopping where I need. This is not where my yoga journey started, friends. When I started my yoga practice, this is my fold, and this is how far forward I can go. But give yourself patience and continue to relax. And eventually, I came further and further and further and further. It takes time and patience to change our bodies. I'm going to sit back up, go into crisscross applesauce, sit tall and long. Friends, take a deep breath in. Long, long, long. Exhale, and as we reach into a side bend, try to bring your top shoulder up and back. I'm trying to keep both sit bones to mat. I'm breathing to lengthen. Exhaling, bringing my top shoulder up and back, reaching for length. Feeling this all the way down to my waist. And releasing the side bend. And ending our practice here. Now, friends, listen to your heart, listen to your body. Maybe you need a little bit more time and play with your own personal practice. Go for it. Listen to your mind, listen to your body, and honor it in the way it needs for you to heal, for you to feel stronger, more centered, more collected. Next week, I will not be here, but class will still go on. My wonderful friend Linda, yes, my Inda twin, Linda will be here to give you a wonderful 30-minute practice of yoga. I'll be back in 2 weeks, but I hope you have a wonderful weekend to come. We breathe to seal our practice together. We exhale, release what you want. Breathe and take only what you choose to take from our practice together. And it's yours to do with as you choose. The goodness in me bows to the goodness in you, friends. Mwah. Namaste. And I hope you have a good night.
Sarah, and this is cardio dance. Are you guys ready to work out? Let's do it.
I woke up feeling like this gon' be my day. I got that poppin' fire every step I take. Living that wild life.
To the bag. Go. That's where we want to go.
Last 10 seconds. I'm right here with you. Let's do it. Welcome to the Y. My name is Erin. I'm Jennifer. My name is Linda.
My name is Tommy, and today we're going to do a quick step routine.
We feeling like we can conquer the world today.
I wish you all could smell it. It smells so good.
Time. We get stronger in my world. We're going to do it again.
We'll see you again. Keep working hard. You did awesome.